Well, shame on me. I was going to actually start recording this, and I completely forgot till I got to this point. But anyway, you can probably work out what I did there, so no big deal there. But, you know, sometimes I get a little spacey, I guess. Who doesn't, right? I want to get some kind of a gentler sort of sky here. So I'm just going to try some swipes with this, but sort of randomly. And then maybe tilt it a bit. That's what I was thinking. Not trying normally I do more of a, like a blowout or something, or even a full, just a swipe. And this one I thought, I think I'll try something a little bit different. Now for down here, this one I want all across. That didn't quite across the way I thought it would, but that's okay. And this, we don't quite have the paint to kind of cover that last little bit. So if we can pull some out from somewhere else. Plenty of paint up there. Too much, really. Let's put some of that down in here. Oh, that's pretty, actually. I don't know what I'm doing to the top, but for the bottom here, that's quite nice. Well, it was, till I just covered it up. A little more pink in here than I wanted. You know, that pink can be so strong. Right now here, same sort of thing. I'm going to just sort of just mess with it. Then I may very well use the blower still, but I wanted to give it a bit of a head start. Just something a little different than what I usually do. It's plenty of paint up there, just not enough down in here. I don't want to put too much more down in there though till I get myself together on what I'm actually doing down in there. I should put a little bit in there, that's not going to hurt anything. This one, I'm going to bring that a little more. I might bring this a little more over here, a little bit more to play with over here. And try not to get everything a uniform shade of pink. Okay, I think I am going to try the blower. I had to laugh because that looked like so much paint and so thick, and then I hit a spot where there just wasn't any. Maybe do something darker. What I wanted to give the impression is kind of storm clouds coming down here, or rain even, or something like that. So I might even put something else in here. I feel like I want some other, maybe even actual black. I wasn't going to. Or a little bit of purple, or a little bit of both, one of the two. Let's try a little bit of that. Some darker colors in there. A bit of the darker purple. Apparently my purple's a little clogged. There we go. I'll get some of that down in here. Not a lot, but some of it. It's way too much of nothing there. Okay. I might want to use my little one. I'm going to try the big one again anyway. My little thing I use for air bubbles. I'm not real impressed with the way that joins there. I think I'm going to get my smaller one. Other than that, though, I kind of like the colors the way they are. It's just not quite joining the right way. Let's see if we can get a little guy here. I must remember to get a bigger cord for him. Longer, not bigger. And we do thicker, just longer. If this doesn't work, we'll go ahead and we may need to swipe that. See if it's quite working the way I wanted. Some weird cell action too. Sometimes you really want that. Other times it's just like, what the hell is that? This is one of this is the ladder. What I might do, figure out what the off switch is. I recently switched to that one and I'm not as sure where anything is. Of course, that's kind of true in general. Okay. I think what I want to do is see about kind of just swiping this and creating a little bit more of a gentler transition there that makes a little more sense to me when I look at it. It's not too bad. I wish it were a little darker. I don't know what this is here. It just sort of has a strange look about it. Just get a little more lines in there. I might try turning it. One more time with this guy. Right what I wanted. I'm going to try a little tilting instead of blowing. See what that does for us. Certainly brings that water line up there. No problem there. A little bit that way, and then I'm going to bring it probably back a little bit the other way too, because I think there's plenty of paint on both sides here. This one part's really pretty. I'd like to retain that if we could. Let's turn it back the way we had it. Actually, I think it's upside down because I got a whole lot of blue here for some reason. I wish this part were just a little bit gentler. I wonder if I can do that with a straw. We won't know till we try, will we? I could even try swiping it. Sometimes I can target a little better with the straw than I can with the mechanical blowers. Okay, I kind of like that too. Alright, let's try a little bit of tilting to sort of even that out. And it might be okay. It might be something I deign to be okay. We'll see in a minute here. Oh boy, that one side is in dire need of more paint. Right there. Let's just move all this down there. Okay, other than I'm not wild about these two things that look like drips. Let's see if we can. I don't like things that look like drips. It annoys me. Okay, I'm going to say that roughly that's sort of like what I had in mind. And sometimes, you know, gotta be content with that. This part here of this water is not doing quite what I want. Let's see, I probably have the world of paint underneath here because I was just throwing paint out there like a wild woman. Let's see if I've got enough in there to just patch that back up there. Not sure I do, really. Oh, that's fine. It swipes out easy enough, I guess. Still nice and light there. Don't mind those little bits of sections. I mean, you know, it's supposed to be a water part here. So to have a little bit of things going on here, that seems fine, but just not too much. Not real thrilled with that being up there. Not real thrilled. I wanted it to just sort of go lightly up into that other part. That's probably okay. Oh, maybe swipe it down. Come down maybe like this way. It's okay, because I want some things on this side there. Okie doke. Okie dokie. So what I want now is maybe like a I can put some of this color in here. Some of that lighter color. A bunch of that. I want to have that roll off there too much, but we still got more of that. A little bit more. Just finish it. That second re-swipe there. There we go. Alright, that's not too bad there. Just let that continue. Now this is having a little bit of a fit right here. Doing something funky there that I do not think I like. Just move that out of there. Sometimes, you know, I'm always tempted to add black, which I did, but it does funky stuff. I don't know if it's my black or blacks in general. Okay, that did some really funky things. Look at that little blower again. See if we can diffuse the situation here. What I ended up with is a bunch of chunks of black, which nobody wants. Although, look at that, it's already kind of settling. It's not re-leveling itself, it's just sort of sitting where I blow it, so I should probably stop before I totally blow it. Little pouring joke there. I doubt if it's to this stage, I doubt if the big blower will do anything, but I'm just going to try real quick. Yeah, not as thrilled with that. You know me, I just hammer away at it till I like it. We may be here a while. That's okay. I didn't have too much going on tonight. I know it's Christmas Eve, but not too much going on tonight. And I'm also not sure about why it is this red keeps popping through here quite with the gusto that it does. But you know what else we could do with that top part is just plain swipe it again. I want something a little gentler. It's tempting, and yet I sort of feel like it's trick with that is if you blow it too hard, it blows the paint away, and you end up with a section of canvas that kind of didn't have anything on it. So you got to be a little bit careful with that. But sometimes that's all you can do is try. Okay, now I think I'd like to get a little of this, or I could probably even just put on a little bit of red. I was thinking I'd like some purpley sort of color in there. Oh, I got some over here. All right, now. Where's that swiper tool? Right here. What I'd like to do is maybe a little line of trees or something. So it looks like that anyway. be right maybe alongside here. A little bit of trees or something over here. I'm going to just start kind of building my little world over here and decide later what how we're gonna go with it. Kind of just block in some stuff. That would work for trees. And you know, it kind of does, like not totally work, but sort of work. It's a slightly shorter one though, because I'm gonna get too big. So I can kind of do that. It sort of works. The same thing here. I'm going to do some, got some trees over here. I think maybe a stick, sometimes that works a little easier than this guy, but I've got it in my hand, and tend to be that's what I use. Okay. I can't say those, really I look at those and go, oh look, there's pine trees. But on the other hand, I suppose you can always fix those up. Oh, here's a stick. Oh, there's a stick right here. Right here in easy grasping. Still being a little bit difficult. A little bit difficult on me today. It's been a while since I painted too. I had stuff going on. Stuff was interfering. What I want to do is just get some cross action going here to where it looks a little bit more like pine trees back in here. And I don't want it to look, you know, photographic, which is good because I would never get that if that's what I wanted. But I still want to get it where it looks a little bit, at least to me, like it could be pine trees. And over here in particular, this paint's a little bit thicker on this side. It may not quite work for me to try and layer in some details. What I might want to do is work on another section and come back to this. Because as the paint starts to dry, it gets easier to put down these kind of details. But when it's very wet, it can be a little bit more challenging. Okay, so we've got that and that. What I wanted this to be, which is kind of what it's coming across as, is sort of a background of trees off in the distance. That's why they're a little less, shall we say, a little less defined. And then what I want to do is kind of have them on a little bit of land. So I can put that there. A little land there. I gotta have something we're sitting on, right? Floating out in space. What I'd like to do is make this come much closer, but what I'd like to do is have that be another layer anyway. Let me get a little more of that purple. Where'd that go? What I'd like to do, let's start defining where we're going to put some of this stuff. So this will be kind of like a land area here. That's why it doesn't have any paint on it at the moment. This is apparently going to be the same sort of thing. Sort of land areas, rocks, what have you over in here. I forget, I usually stream live, so I'm forgetting, I keep forgetting that I'm just taping. At least I haven't actually looked to see who's commenting, so that's a step up. I didn't want to quite stream today because sometimes you just feel like it's just not a streaming sort of day. It was more of a work as you go sort of thing. Okay, maybe just get a little more. What I wanted to do is get more almost out here. Oh, here. There we go. Here with this. And we'll put some pine trees on there, but kind of out in front there. And over here, a little bit of thing coming out there as well. Bring that all the way down. Just some rocks in there, I guess. What do we think about that? Get a little bit more purple than that. Using a lot of my purple here. I don't know why that red's out there, but I could put a rock or something there, so I'm not too concerned with it. Okay, let's get a little bit more purple. And then underneath here, I'd like to do like a shadow. Somewhere here. Over here. Not a shadow so much as a reflection would be the correct word. The correct terminology there. Reflection, waterline, something like that. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see, does that feel in general like we're getting somewhere? It's still a little bit more water than I had intended. I think I wanted to bring this more. I wanted to bring this more there. So sort of a thing. Even further out, even than I brought it out before. More like there. And then another little bit coming out here, which I sort of have. I still feel like that's way too much water area. So what do I want to do to bring that down? Maybe what I'm going to do is bring this more over to here. And this, I don't like that these are kind of the same, coming up the same place. So let's bring that one over like that. Okay. And this one here, I kind of wish I hadn't brought that one out there until I realized that that one was too far. I wanted that one further, I should say. Let's see if we can add in, if we can add in some more lighter area back in here. That's not going to be light enough, I don't think. Okay, that's all right. Let's not worry about it. Just start here. I might be able to just shovel some of this light back over there. I wasn't too happy with that color anyway. Might add some more color to that. That's not that. A bit of this gold even. Let's just pull that right. It's kind of hard. I should have got a thinner one for this. Let's just sort of pull it along there. Oh, that's kind of pretty. It's not quite what I had in mind. So I went up there and I didn't need to. That's what happens when you get a swiper that's too big. So you can get a smaller one. There we go. Just come back over there. When I first started pour painting, I thought everything you did was irreparable. I mean, if it was down, it was just down, and that was just life, and life had to just go on. And I've learned as time goes on that it's actually a little bit more forgiving than what you'd think it was. Okay, now I've got that water line that was way higher than I meant it to be. Still okay though, still not approaching the middle too much. I'm not sure if I can bring that down at all. Let's see if we can just bring that sky right on down here. Unfortunately, what I might need to do is get something to blow with. Doesn't have to be an implement. I'll use the straw, but I'll try this one first. Kind of going over those trees. I'm not sure how those make anymore. I can always add more and more. I'm going to try and bring this whole thing down there. I have to swipe over it, but we can do that too. Just the tilting wasn't working because too much of the dark was coming down there at too fast a rate. I have no control. A little further down there. And what we need to do is maybe just go across. At some point we want to commit to that that's water, so let's just pick a spot and kind of go across with it. And that can be water, where it kind of reaches the water back there. Okay. Let's begin again then, because what I want to see is like some little tree-like things maybe over here. Some of this I could do after the fact. And, I like to do as much as I can in the pour, even if I go back over it and change things after. I like to see how far I can get with just the pour part, and come back in if I need to. And that looks sort of interesting now. It's a little different than it did, but still sort of interesting. I'll use that and kind of cut off there, really. Okay, now we come over a lot further now. So if we want to bring this one this way, we could do that now. Not quite as far as that one. This one I still like coming down there, but just further down than it was. That seems better. This didn't move much at all, did it? And right there in the middle, though, I kind of had a little bit of a thing happen. That's okay, though, because I was going to put some rocks, some stones in here and stuff, so if there's an odd little area, I can cover it with a stone. I'm just going to try and get some of these weird things out of here. Dots, little stray dots that fell out there. Okay. I'll do that there, too. So I used to think, oh no, boy, I don't like that, but it's in there now. And over time I've learned, you know, it doesn't have to be as no, it's in there. It can mess around a little bit. Okay. I don't mind this. And down here, a little bit here and there. It can be like a shadow underneath there. I keep saying shadow when you know I mean reflection. Have to mess with the thing a bit. The same thing here. You see, but it's starting to look like it's taking shape a little bit. Shouldn't get too excited till we see a little more, but it's starting to look a bit better. Got a few more minutes. I should probably go at around 5 and think about dinner. You know, there's an area of canvas there where I got nothing. Nothing at all. I've got a little bit more paint right here. Let's just see if we can fill it in there. Can't have bubbled canvas. Good heavens. Now I'm not too sure what I was thinking here, but I'm inclined to leave it for the moment. We can mess with that in a bit. So we're going to kind of have, I don't want to really get into that much, but you don't have to have trees right up to the edge. You can have trees coming a little bit later. So see, we have our first tree line. I want to have some area that's blank. So let's say our first tree comes in like here. Where's that stick? Oh, yeah, just maybe something. Okay, so there. Over there. And up in here somehow. I started them, so I might as well continue. I want to have something that looks like trees a little bit back in here. This is what I started to do. Back in here is just some tree-like things. Oh, that looks pretty cool as it is. Well, they're starting to take shape a little bit like trees. You know, in my warped little imagination anyway, they start to look like trees. Sure, like this. This seems to dip down now. I'm not sure why that would do that. But let's not worry about it right now. So I was going to add a bunch of rocks and things. Well, I can worry about it a little bit if I want to. I can mess with it a bit. Do anything we want. That's the advantage of being out here. Just swipe across them like that. You can add more stuff to that, although I'm not sure I don't like that just the way it is. Don't go quite straight, should have done, but I want thing is we're starting to lose our, we need more paint there on this side, unfortunately. I don't have anything going on there now. I don't think I want to tilt it at this point. It would just be asking for trouble. I don't want to end up with no paint somewhere. I think that might be my worst fear for painting, is ending up with bald portions of canvas. Or it's that sort of thing, like when you swipe, the edge tends to be like you've got to tilt it back to get it over there, and I don't want to do that with too much paint because it'll distort everything else I got going on here. Obviously. Okay, now, where's my little stick thing I had? Did I hide it under here? There's a little bit that needs some milk too. Just gonna finger paint that on there. There we go. No, the stick isn't under there. So where might it be then? Oh, right over here. There we go. I think that one quite a bit taller. Okay. Do something that looks more like a trunk there. I'm going to stop them there. Okay. Need some darker paint then. A few more minutes. I should be thinking about going in, but you know, I like to leave it in a place where I understand where we're all going with it. And I'm not sure I'm quite there yet. So let's keep going a little bit here. Whoops. I tore into that more than I meant to. Get these bases in. So I kind of like the way those bases did themselves. I thought they were kind of cool looking. I just want to get the impression of the basic pine tree shape here. And as we get towards the bottom there, we might want to introduce some more black or something even darker, but as this is still a little bit away, you can get by with having a little bit more purple or blue or something. And this is mixing with the background colors as I'm working as well. That's why it doesn't stay that real dark purple. It kind of fans out with the background, whatever's on the canvas to begin with. Sort of like a wet-on-wet painting technique, really. A little bit of blending. I'm going to make these too fluffy. I'm going to make them a little scragglier. I won't dominate too much over this background. Okay, now over here, I'd like to maybe define a little bit more, like this tree here. Maybe bring that one down a little more. This one too. I'm not sure what I just did there. sort of erase that. Okay, and then here, let's do this one too. Like it's coming down a little bit more over this. Down a little further and a little bit darker than the ones behind. That way we kind of create some layers there of trees. And this one a little bit more down here. Well, it's just defining them more because I didn't really do much with these. I just sort of, then I distorted them and moved things around and stuff. Just sort of putting them back where they belong. Okay, there's something going on there at least. And then maybe do some other rocks in here, like I wanted to do when I was here. Oh, this we needed to kind of repair, because I kind of messed with it a bit. Well, more than a bit. Messed with it quite a bit, even, you might say. Okay, maybe do another rock here where that dark bit is. And that makes sense for that dark bit. It was a reflection of the rock. And just maybe some other ones out here. I know how sometimes they, it's not like there's just a rock and a nothing. A lot of times there's rocks and there's river rocks around it and rocks that kind of come out there. Sure, that rock looks so much like a rock. There we go. Oops. Maybe do some back here, some rocks, sort of things. Just another big one, just sort of sitting here would be nice. I could think of adding some darker color at this point, even some black or something. We'll just keep on for the moment, I think. Under there. And maybe some more. I'm going to stick with just the purple for the moment because I'm going to come back here a little bit more. And what I want to do is maybe get some rocks kind of in the front of this one. So as though it's not just that and nothing, it's got some rocks just around it. Should get a USB stick to put this tape on since I recorded this one. Normally, like I said, I'm streaming live, so it's really easy to just dump it in from Twitch to YouTube, but not so much if I do this interim stage. I just wasn't sure how things were going to go. So I hate it when I start streaming and then have to stop for some reason. I feel like I'm cheating people of what they expected of me. So I wanted to do it this way today. It's one of those things. Shorter videos are better and longer streams. It's one of those things. They're almost opposite what you got going there. I'm going to drop in just little bits of rocks, I think. Okay, well, that's probably good enough for us to go off into the night. This time of year I can usually touch up the next day too. In the summer they dry overnight, but this time of year they can take like days where I can still do little things to them if I want to. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it there. And hopefully, you know, I wasn't really looking at what I was filming, so hopefully I'm still in frame and everything's fine. Oh, not sorta. Sorta in frame. There we go. These long, thin ones are not as easy to show as the other ones. There we go. I think that's good enough to leave it for now, and we'll revisit it later. Anyway, bye-bye.